So I seen the video with the brother that vice president of Versace sneakers, the black brother. Um, Police seen him jaywalk. The police circled around the block, came back, wanted to question him. Um, I seen where it could have went wrong. I seen some areas where it could have went wrong, and it's a couple things I want to point out for that whole situation and just talk about some stuff. Now, it can be confusing, but you seen in the video where they told him, I want to see your ID. The officer said, let me see your ID. He reached for his ID. He said, don't put your hands in your pockets. And then he like, what you want me to do? And so you'll see that sometimes where the police will say, listen, freeze, put your hands up, don't move. And you like, what do you want me to do? You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to get shot. Another thing is, status don't matter. When it comes to black people, status does not matter. You get what I'm saying? It doesn't matter what status you are. That can happen to you. He the VP of sneakers in Versace. Yeah. You a celebrity, that could happen to you. It really don't matter what your status is. Your status means nothing as a black person, right, in this world. Only thing that matters is that you're a black man, that you're a black woman. Only thing that matters is that when they come into this house, they know this residence, black people live there. And that's all that matters. All the consideration and everything else is out the door. It's out the door. So the brother, he was lucky for it not to be an incident in that situation. And another thing I want to speak on is, the voting situation. I already made a video about it, but can voting stop that? Can voting stop what happened with that brother? Can voting stop what happened with Breonna Taylor? Can voting stop what happened to George Floyd? Can voting stop police brutality? Now, we talk about all this about, vote. If you want to change something in your community, well, tell me, can voting change that? You get what I'm saying? Because the way I look at it is, you better off loving your brothers and sisters and looking at them like real family and treating them like real family and giving them consideration and being kind to them. You're better off making more progress in the black community doing that than voting. Like, we get farther by showing brotherhood and sisterhood to one another than we would by voting. We wouldn't have to worry about police brutality. We wouldn't have to worry about a lot of the things we worry about if we simply treated one another as black people how we want to be treated. That's all we would have to do. And that would do more than voting has ever done. If we showed the love that we're supposed to show to one another, if we showed the consideration that we're supposed to show to one another, and we looked out for one another, I looked out for your children, you looked out for my children, if we forgave one another, I knew as a man, a brother, how to come talk to you if I was offended by you, instead of loading up a gun and coming shooting up your mama house. If we learned how to deal with one another, if we treated one another that way, it would do more overnight than what voting has done in 60 years. But yeah, getting back to that story, it goes to show you it doesn't matter what your status is, your education level, how much money you getting. You get in the bag. You know how we like to use that as a way to look down on one another. Your status means nothing. So you get in the bag, you got a fur coat, you in a double R, you got the big house on the hill, you know what I'm saying, money, you got money coming in every day. You are on the same level as a brother that's asking for change at the gas station. When you get pulled over in that moment, in that speck of time, as a black person, you know different. So we shouldn't treat each other different. We shouldn't look at one another like we better than one another because we got something, because we got a bachelor degree, because we got a good job that pays $100,000 a year. We shouldn't look at each other like that. We shouldn't down talk. Look at each other, and it's on every level. You got people that think they're better than somebody because they have a certain kind of wardrobe. They wear this kind of clothing and wear these kind of shoes. That's a slave mentality. That's the mentality that we have as black people. It's a slave mentality. It's a house nigga mentality to think I'm better than them niggas that's outside. I got it made, boss. And you wouldn't think you're a house nigga. You wouldn't think like that, but that's really what it boils down to. But this video is about the fact that our status, as you've seen with him, with the brother, the vice president of Versace sneakers, and I'm gonna just sidebar real quick. Them sneakers is ugly. I'm just sidebar, right? We're getting back to it. We seen how it happened to him, but it can also happen to Oprah Winfrey. You can have a face that everybody knows and recognize on TV and walk into a store and get followed around because you're black. But the point is that status means nothing. And also, will voting change that? Will voting change that? I got a better solution than voting. We can just start showing each other brotherhood and sisterhood and start looking out for one another, taking care of our communities, forgiving one another, and we'll change the complexion of the black community overnight. With that, this is Black Authentic Truth.